Sarah. She was upstairs.
Just to be sure, there's a spoiler. The opening scene of The Wheel of Time Season 3, Episode 6, made me excited for this week's hour of the fantasy TV show. With a flashback to Tanchico 95 years before the events of the series, the show reveals Leandrin's upsetting backstory, caring for her son Aludran when she herself was but a child. Channeling, she's able to break free of her captors, but when no one is willing to help her, Ishamael arrives and saves her. It's a darkly powerful sequence explaining the Red Ajah's motivations, while adding shades of gray to the conflict between good and evil. However, this strength falters a bit in some places as The Wheel of Time Season 3's story continues balancing a plethora of characters and locations. Luckily, this episode staggers less than the previous, finding a strong balance thanks to heightened stakes in some of its weaker elements thus far. However, some parts still feel underdeveloped, contrasting with the meticulous detail afforded to some of its smaller storylines. Even so, stories pushing ahead in creative and shocking ways make up for this lack of steadiness.
It's Leandrin! She found out about Naomi. She killed her. She wants to become a Forsaken.
Welcome to Movie Spy. I'm heavily invested in the Tanchico storyline, thanks to great characters. Praiseworthy performances make mild plot developments worthwhile. Despite originally starting without much intrigue, the group going to Tanchico ended up having a more in-depth storyline in this latest episode. While Episode 5 was a bridge to their arrival, Episode 6 sees Min helping the group navigate the city, with everyone eventually going to a local tavern. There, the group splits up to gather intel, with Matt very quickly running into the gleeman Tom Marilyn, a character in The Wheel of Time thought to have died in Season 1. It's not entirely a happy reunion, though, as he doesn't want to get involved in the group's intel search. It's not until Elaine's cover is almost blown that he steps in, professing her to be his apprentice. In what makes for a stellar performance from Sierra Coveney, she breaks out into song, with the whole tavern eventually joining her. Not only is it a catchy tune, but the moment helps bond the group together more deeply. Min and Nenave don't get as much of a chance to shine, but their interactions are also memorable. It's Matt who ends up making the most progress on their mission, getting one of the two bracelets Liandrin is looking for, to control Rand. Unfortunately, their mission is upended when the powerful Forsaken Mogideon intervenes. In a scene showing off just how scarily powerful she really is, Mogideon mind controls Nynaeve and Elaine, making them enthusiastically do everything before handing over the bracelet. The horror doesn't strike until they're turned back to normal, no longer knowing where the bracelet went. With the Dark One having such an influential soldier at his side, the group at Tanchico is going to have to be even more cautious. Despite its occasionally plodding pace, this storyline is starting to grow on me. Parin's preparations for war help deepen his character. A massive conflict still lies ahead. Far away at the Two Rivers, Parin's story makes some progress, with a few interesting bits here and there. Despite a quick cut showing Parin and his group have made it back home, albeit with Alana gravely injured. Luckily, Matt's sisters are surprisingly powerful channelers, with the Aes Sedai guiding them in how to properly heal her. While some interactions do, regrettably, feel like padding for time, others, like those between Parin and Fael, are more prominent. Their relationship in particular was built up incredibly well, with their kiss being a satisfying next step. Overall, not enough interesting things happened during Parin's story here, dampening the hour with some needless conversations. However, the ending grabbed my attention, with dark friend Parin Fain arriving to allegedly help the White Cloaks. This happens as Fael and the Aiel warriors watch as hundreds of Trollocs march for the Two Rivers. This cliffhanger ending makes Parin's Wheel of Time story feel all the more important, as he's now going to be forced into battle to protect his homeland. Rand and Egwene's falling out has disastrous consequences. The Dragon Reborn may never be the same. But, much like previous episodes, it's the story in the Aiel Waste that truly shines above all others. Egwene's discovery that Lanfear is tormenting her in her dreams leads to a confrontation where she tries to fight back. However, it's clear she's still too strong for her, gloating about having won Rand's heart. In the meantime, the Dragon Reborn finally opens up about how he views the One Power, leading to a chilling scene where he tells Moiraine he has to consciously hold himself back to keep it from consuming him. But the biggest moment comes when Egwene confronts him at the end of the episode, where he all but confesses he loves Lanfear more than her. However, his tune seems to change when Egwene's dream-walking torment gets revealed. Their conversation doesn't last, though, as a surprise attack from the Forsaken Sammael transpires. After some time, Rand is able to crush him with stone, only to learn Alsura, the little girl he'd grown attached to, had been up there. Crying, he desperately tries to bring her back to life. His attempts are in vain. This powerful performance from Jusha Stradowski teases Rand is about to enter a dark place ahead of the next step of his journey. He may be the Dragon Reborn and the Kara Karn, but his inability to overturn death is clearly going to be taking a vital toll on his mental state. As the Wheel of Time sees him grow more powerful, his falling out with Egwene and loss of Alsera could push him to darker places if he doesn't keep his attachment to the one power in check. Thanks for watching.